And now for our feature presentation.
I'm Liam Schubert, and I'm the parts manager for the Elite team. This is my third year in MotoGP. I'm living a dream, definitely. I see the best racers in the world at some of the best racetracks in the world every couple of weeks. And anything with two wheels and an engine means fun to me. So I learned my craft specifically with Harley-Davidson and Buell, and just being a regular mechanic until I started progressing into building my own bikes. And I always watched 500s, and when they switched to four-strokes, I said, ooh, you know, I want to see the series more. So I went to a race overseas. I met some people just by chance. I came here in Laguna Seca in 2005 as a guest and had an opportunity to watch the mechanics. After watching what they did for 3 days, I said, that's something that I can do. I just need to put myself in a position to do it. I sold my truck, I sold my bikes, left my job, and I knew one guy. I moved to Europe. He hooked me up with a room to stay in Barcelona. And from there, I was basically on my own. So I started networking and going to races and working tiny little racing jobs in different series, and I'd made enough of an impression, you know, getting busted by security here in Laguna Seca in 2005. I think that showed them a lot of commitment and dedication for what I was trying to do, until finally I got a phone call that said, you know, you want to join the World Championship. So I ended up here as a mechanic, and I did that for a year, at which point they said, oh, you're good with computers, you know the bike, so why don't you step up to the parts manager position? Which I thought would be easier, to be honest with you. I thought, okay, you know, things go out, you order things, things come in. Fairly simple, but nothing simple here. Because it is prototype racing, you do find that a lot of things will break before they're targeted to break or projected to break. And as the bike evolves, you know, with each evolution, something else breaks. So it's almost like you're running a lot just to stay in place. You can't really say you learn the bike over a year because you go through a couple different iterations during the season. We're racing the 2008 GP8 Ducati Desmo Sedici. We're the second team, basically. What that entails is we have the same bike as them. It's maybe 1 or 2 races behind them as far as development goes. You know, if you get into a bigger factory team where they have, you know, a third more personnel and 3 times the money, obviously they're going to have a better shot at World Championship. At the same token, I do get a certain gratification being the underdog, knowing that I do a lot of work trying to keep the ship rolling, because you know exactly what you did. My favorite thing about MotoGP is probably being able to see all these different cultures that I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. You know, eat their food and get sick, or, you know, it doesn't matter what happens, but just to be out there and put yourself out there. Teammates of mine live in various places throughout Spain, Milan, Italy, France. I say I'm from California. I only come back here twice a year. We don't really live anywhere. Lastly, I'd like to say thanks to everybody at BAR for supporting me, and the guys on my team, because without them I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. My home crew back in San Francisco that kind of keeps me going. Without having a solid foundation, you can't take this big of a jump and expect to make it, because it's just too different and it's too crazy. Chase your dreams, everybody. My name's Liam Schubert, and you're watching TVmoto. The oil slick, the smoke screen, and this one drops nails. We just put our toll booth money in here. Put our toll booth money, you know, either a 5 or a 10, and then when we roll through the toll, you don't have to take your gloves off. You can just hand them the money and go.